Archers, attack! Keep firing! Let none escape! Another down! Do not relent!
Welcome back, all you hooligans and witches. I'm Slidewhistle.
It is I, Immunization.
And it's me, Aaron, Fire Mage Extraordinaire and Horde Punching Bag. Boy, oh boy, they gave us a big map to what's going on in BlizzCon. And I don't know how the building is set up, but I was like, that's it?
It kind of seems like we're going for a smaller BlizzCon this year, which honestly, I've been thinking about it. Maybe it's not the worst. Because if you think about it, the whole reason it was so big last time was because there was StarCraft 2 setups, there were Heroes of the Storm setups. I know people are really sad that those aren't making an appearance at BlizzCon.
Whom?
But to you, I say, what the fuck do you want them to do? Like, why would they have a StarCraft 2 or Hero of the Storm setup in 2023? Like, what are we doing?
You're a gamer, bring your laptop and play StarCraft 2 in, like, I don't know, the hotel lobby. That's the amount of enthusiasm that StarCraft 2 deserves right now.
Well, I know, like, in the past, they still had, like, some kind of esports for them, right? I mean, up until, like, even recently.
I guess, yeah, I just didn't realize StarCraft 2 has zero esport. That's still the only thing they're doing. That's the only RTS. I guess they just said they're not doing it?
Yeah, I'm not sure, because, I mean, again, it's been a while since we've had a BlizzCon, right? Last one was 2019, so there's been so much change. I don't know how they handled anything with StarCraft esports during the pandemic, because I only cared when I could see it at BlizzCon. I'm not going to seek that shit out of my own. So I don't know what's going on with the scene.
Okay, so just like as a quick recap of this map, all they've shown us right now is that, like, they have halls D, C, B, and A, which, Slide, correct me if I'm wrong, but, like, I believe all of these are technically one giant room, right?
Yes, these are one giant room that are usually separated by either a curtain or some kind of big wall.
Yeah, it's like serving, like, those, I don't know why, but, like, my high school cafeteria had these movable walls that they would use to, like, divide things sometimes. That's kind of the energy here. So they would, like, kind of divide it into, like, 4 sections.
Interesting. Because, I mean, if it's a massive wall, that's one thing. But it seems like every single thing is kind of loud. You would think they would segment it to different rooms and they wouldn't just use, like, a temporary partition, because your Overwatch would bleed into my WoW. I don't want to hear those WoW nerds while I'm looking at Tracer's buns.
That's also something I'm really confused about. So Hall B is the Overwatch World Cup, and Hall C is Overwatch. Okay, but then there's also, if you notice, a circle that says BlizzCon Arena. BlizzCon Arena is where we were when they had the Overwatch World Cup inside of there, right? Couldn't you watch that there?
Yeah, no, the BlizzCon Arena is like an actual, like, circular stadium where they had, like, a stage in the center where all the esports players were, and everyone was like circularly seated around them. It's in there's like a walkway that connects it to this like halls A through D, and I don't see why the World Cup wouldn't be played there again, unless they have just like a set portion of the hall that's just dedicated to like I don't, like, what would they? I'm very confused.
It's very strange that, and I may be biased, I love both of them, but they put a lot of stuff in the Warcraft room, even including Hearthstone. All of Hearthstone's in the Warcraft room. I don't know why Overwatch has 2 rooms, especially because, once again, and I do love it, it's not doing so good this season.
Well, one room, I guarantee you, one room is so you can play Overwatch, and one room is so you can watch Overwatch. Is really what it kind of seems. Hall C is where they're gonna have 1 million computers to set up, where we can all get on the keyboard and mouse and go to town and Overwatch.
I'll love it. Although I'll have to be like, excuse me, do you have accessibility options? And they'll be like, oh, we understand. What's your disability? I'd be like, I'm a controller player.
I am really curious to see the Darkmoon Fair in this World of Warcraft area, because before the Darkmoon Fair was its own area upstairs. But, you know, thinking about it, that kind of was a smaller area, right?
Okay, so I believe, down in the bottom right-hand corner here, they have North Hall, and I believe the Darkmoon Fair was on level 2 of the North Hall before, maybe?
Yeah, because that's where they had the loot boxes with TCG cards in them, which are now useless.
And now the North Hall is like one floor for registration and one floor for the BlizzCon store. Yeah, and then as we said earlier, like all of Hall D is like WoW, Arclight Rumble, Hearthstone, and the fair. I feel like that's a lot to be putting in like one area. I don't know.
Which it is the largest, at least based on this diagram, but it's not 3 to 4 times larger than the other ones.
I guess to be fair, the Hearthstone area was always pretty small. Like, they had a whole tavern attached to it, which probably won't be that much of a thing now, because the no beer rule.
Yeah, this is true. It's like, they can basically just get rid of Bob, because like he doesn't have a job here.
The best part about the Hearthstone room was those people watching the Train concert, because they had a little screen with Train on, and they were watching it, they were singing, but they were like singing like angrily at it.
Also, Diablo's there too, which is neat. Maybe I'll wander on in.
I mean, so another thing is like, normally like outside of all of these halls, there's like a walkway that like you can get between them, and they have like cool statues and things. I assume there'll be like a giant ass like Lilith statue, you know?
Oh, wait, we're gonna get to make the pilgrimage to Our Lady Proudmoore, our server namesake. She'll be in Hall D.
Like,
this is true.
like
She will be.
the statue, or just you can assume there's some poor woman there that will be like, sing the song from BFA, please. And she's like, I actually only speak German, if I remember correctly, if that's where that woman's from. There's like the Jaina cosplayer that's always on Twitter, and I don't think she speaks the English.
Well, hey, if you're gonna be there, German Jaina cosplayer, meet us up at the Jaina statue, because it's humongous and hard to miss. Also, to follow up on an email that I missed an email last week, because finally somebody had the sense to send an email to the right place. That's right, navarracoffin@gmail.com has received 2 emails actually.
Wow. Well, I guess go on, read your little emails.
One of them was a CC from Thrall's Ball. We were that one last week. It was the 69 one. So I'm counting that one, though. But we got another
lies already. Slidewhistle spreading misinformation to get listens.
Oh, no. We got a real one from Big Wet Daddy Frankie. That's the name that he requested to be called as. I gave him time to answer. Big Wet Daddy Frankie says, 2. JK, I wanted to say how thrilled I was to hear another time warp. It's probably my favorite section. Did you guys revive it because you're playing your mage? Side note, if you want to get some keys on that character, hit me up. Not sent from a bitch-ass iPhone.
Well, I'm glad he clarified, honestly.
Okay, so 2-2. So that's 2 hot dogs. And what was the other one? I always forget what the second half of that
2
question
answers of that particular
Of the
week's
TCG
time warp. Yeah.
Time warp, yeah.
He knew Big Fat Daddy, Hot Daddy, Sweaty Daddy Frankie knew 2 TCG items.
Big Wet Daddy Frankie. Thanks for the email, boy. Yeah, definitely. Well, I'll hit you up on that, and maybe I'll see your rating sometime soon. Wink, wink.
So it's been a week. We've been enjoying the magic of patch 10.1.5. I sort of dove headfirst in. I was really getting wet in the paint week 1. What have you two been up to now that you've had more time to sort of explore?
Well, I've done time rifts now. I successfully have done like 2 or 3 of them. But I have a little bit of a complaint here. This is going to be my bottom boot of the week, but I have something else for later instead. And I don't know if you guys have had this problem before, but for me, legitimately, I flew in, was doing some of the shit, and then Soridormi, is that who's leading this?
Yes.
Yes, Soridormi. SD.
Yeah, SD was like, hey, yo, it's time. Y'all go into the portal. So then I flew up to the portal, I clicked on it, and then it loaded, and then it said, sorry, the instance is full, and then kicked me out. I'm like, excuse me? The instance can be full?
Yeah, and it's what stinks is they have implemented this system, and it doesn't make it any less laggy when you're in there. I saw that, and I was like, oh, I really feel for you. It's never happened to me, but I've never shown up in the middle of one of these things. I've only ever been there at the beginning, done all 8 minutes, and then in the final 20 seconds, I'll fly to the middle and just spam right-click where I know it's going to be. So I don't know if that's the strat or what, but yet for whatever reason, it has never kicked me out.
That's the thing. Like, I was a little late to the Rift. I was maybe there for like the last 3 minutes of the Rift proper, and then I didn't know it was a first come first serve basis, and there was like a capacity to like the instanced portion of it, or else I would have been flying up there. But I kind of took my time flying over there, and it just sucks. Then like I wasn't able to get the final reward for it because of this.
That's really funny because I've also stopped. I've been flying through the zone, and it was like, a time rift needs your help. We have 2.5 minutes left. And I'm like, I can't show up 2.5 minutes late. They're all going to laugh at me. I'm not going in there, and I'll just do something else. So if I miss the beginning hour, I just don't go in there. So I guess I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I just feel like they really need to fix something about this. I mean, like, obviously, as the time in the patch goes on, the demand will be lower, I assume.
It'll become less and less
know.
popular as people get stuff or just get tired of playing.
I just can't believe that was their solution here.
Yeah, just being like, sorry.
Have you boys gotten anything cool out of it?
I got a few pieces of Mog, and then I've just been stockpiling my para-casual causal flakes. I'm not sure what I want to spend them all on, but I've just been stockpiling them until I decide.
I haven't run that many time rifts, to be honest. I've only run like 3, maybe 2. I remember looking at the vendor and being like, wow, there's legitimately a lot of cool shit here that I want. But there's just something, I don't know, there's something about having to show up every hour at the beginning of the hour to do like silly PvE content. I'm just like, I could be doing like anything else. So I have been. So I've been like leveling like my frost mage. Like he has been in the trenches. Like we got that pedal on the gas, baby. Play gas pedal right here.
Grab the wall.
Gas pedal. Gas pedal.
Okay, can do.
Let's see. So my boy, he's deoxyribose, nucleic acid. He's a little beautiful gnome mage who.
And I just want to say it, like, before you go into your adventures with me more. I love how, like, whenever he's brought back, at least 1 or 2 people, whenever they see him for the first time, they're like, "Oh, like ribonucleic acid."
I'm like, yes, that's the joke. That's the joke. That's what he's named.
People are just really excited to finish like the rest of the phrase DNA.
Yeah, it's like a it's World of Warcraft's a game for nerds, science nerds, and everyone comes out during it. So
I really want people to know that I paid attention in 8th grade chemistry. Oh boy.
I always hit them with the unzip my genes, and I spell genes like GENES to like kind of like reciprocate.
Oh.
But yeah, so this is my second character I ever made. My second main, I would say, I ever made. I made him in WoD. He was my alt when I was rep paladining, except he was a Draenei mage then. Oh, simpler times. Never doing that again, that big-handed freak.
I know, that's why I really only seriously play a female Draenei, because there's just something about the big boys. I just doesn't look right for, especially like a casters. Maybe it would be okay for like a paladin. I don't know. I still think I would just have a female Draenei. They're like, like Urel shit.
I just feel like if they're not clobbering stuff, I'm wasting their potential. I don't know. That's just me. Anyway, so he's back into the fray. Frost Mage is lit. They nerfed it since last week, and it's still fucking lit. He's only 416, 417. He has 2 set. I went into a Mythic 16 with Ahoy, Brio, Immune, and who's the other person?
Vegemite.
Right, he's tanking. And I did pretty okay. I came out of the dungeon with like 75k DPS, like over the course of the dungeon for a character that I'm just kind of getting back into the swing of things on, and I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm not geared. But except the secret is I do know what I'm doing, because this motherfucker plays almost the exact same as Frostmage did in BFA, which I'm just like, Glacial Spike 100% is back. My theories are correct. It's beautiful.
So you're talking about like a big spiky Glacial Spike that like grows in size, and then you throw like the big boy, right?
I get to use Comet Storm. I get to use Ray of Frost. I get the fun little shield thing that all the mages get. I have like a million buttons to like I've never really used alter time, and I'm trying to get in the habit of using it because it could save my ass. But whenever I try to use it, it kills me. So
yeah,
I'm kind of staying away from it.
Terrible at it. I will always alter to the incorrect time, so someone will heal me, and then I'll be like, haha, going back in time to when I was one tick away from death.
The best part is being able to type /train during the glacial spike cast. So he's like holding his hands above him. He's going woo woo the entire time. I'm hand typing that shit. If you hear me training, I am typing it in my keyboard with these fingers.
And I told him, I'm like, you can just make it a macro for like whenever you use Glacial Spike, you can just go chugga 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 chugga, and then he's like, no, I just need to type it all out just because like I don't like I think he figured that it would be too much if it was every time.
And also, it's so ingenuine if you put a macro. Whenever I'm doing my selling ads for my leatherworking services, I hand type the same message. Well, I hand type the same 3 to 4 messages. I have a couple of them. But I'll type them out and I'll send them. And then I'll add a little flair at the end. They're always unique when you get your leathers made by on Proudmoore, BYE, Leatherworking Specialist. Send me all your stuff, please. Anyway, it's been real fun. And I want to get him geared more. So I'm going to try to get him into some normals. But, people aren't really so keen to take a 416 mage into raid. But they don't know the power he possesses.
Well, to answer everyone's question, I know everyone was sitting on the edge of their seats going, Aaron, what have you been doing in time rifts? Too many. Multiple days I have sat there like a degenerate for 4, 5, 6 hours watching Netflix with Growlina on the left side of my frame and the map with the little horn icon, watching it tick down. To the point that I have now every single mount except for the stink dragon.
Oh my god! How
so
many
that
have you
is
done?
Too many, friend. So that is, and those are the only things I've spent my flakes on. But that is something like 15k flakes.
So I guess this actually answers my question that I was gonna pose. I didn't know the answer because I don't think I've ever done more than like one rift in a day, and it was just like casually, like if it happened to be going, I would like fly over. I take it this means that like there's no like fall off or cap, and you could just do this all day every day to like get all your flakes.
You can do it all day every day. Most people are competent enough, so you're guaranteed I think it's 175 to 200 flakes every single time. And then of course there's the weekly, and then every day you got to do Ian's Fringe. That gets you some.
So how do you do Ian's Fringe? I still have not done it.
So you go to Eon's Fringe, which is a bar.
It's called it Eon. It's Ian.
Well, Eon's Fringe. Ian's Fringe. You go to a bar, which is in the Bronze Dragonflight area, and every day Soradormi and Chromie will have a silly Billy little adventure for you.
Wait a minute. No. Don't you mean Bob the bartender from Hearthstone will have an adventure for you?
No, not every time. He's there, but I've done maybe 10 Ian's Fringes, and he gave me one of them.
He's given me 2 out of the 3 that I've done. That's crazy.
Well, then it's random, because sometimes Soradormi gives it, sometimes Chromie gives it. One time fucking Alex Straza was there, and she was like...
bar on the map? Like, is it like marked on the mini map?
It is not marked on the mini map. The only reason I know where it is because I checked my book, my adventure guide, and it was like, hey, go do it.
Yeah,
and it led me to it, and then I set my Hearthstone to Eon's Fringe. If you asked me where it was, I could not find it again.
So is it near where Soradormi is for the Rift? Or
no, it's not.
It is like south.
So this is why I fucking haven't found it. Like, for something that's supposed to be like one of the biggest parts of this patch, why is it so...
And no one tells you to do it. You have to go to the adventure guide.
Yeah.
And you have to flip past a lot of stuff like raid, mega dungeon, standard dungeons, get your free quarter. And like on the 17th page is Eon's Fringe. But every day you can get some Soradormi flakes and rep with her. And it runs the gamut of like, well, each one is fun just because it's silly. But like, it's like, oh, kill these guys, solve this secret adventure. Or today was like, go into a portal and put down a rock. Which this one was very good. I will talk about it later. Spoilers, it is my TT. But you just go and do like a 3-minute adventure every day and then get some flakes, and then that's all there is to it.
Yeah, I've been doing more of those than I've been doing the rifts, because I'm just like, I want to go hang out with Bob the bartender from Hearthstone, because if you don't know, Bob the bartender, he's from Hearthstone's auto chess mode.
Okay, I was like, isn't Bob the bartender supposed to be like a jovial dwarven man, the one that hangs out with Meme Mouse? This is just a guy. Like a human man.
He's great.
They gave him a name. They gave him a name, Bob the bartender, and I thought it was just flavor. I was like, way to go, buddy.
No, this is the name of him in Hearthstone.
Yeah, it was not until I saw articles that were like, Bob's here! Clap your feet together! And I was like, oh, I guess he's important.
Yeah, but he's not really important. He's just like a really great guy. So if you ever play auto chess, he's always like, you're
he's
doing
a really
great
guy. He's a really genuine bro.
Yeah, like even if you're losing, he's like, you know what? You can pick yourself back up. I still believe in you.
Like, that's a direct line. Or he'd be like, that wasn't fair. The other person cheated. You got this next round. And I'm like, but you know what, Bob? You're right. He did fucking cheat.
Wow, he has not gaslit me like that. He hasn't blown smoke up my ass while I was doing Ian's Fringe. Although I guess I've never really struggled, except for the one time where I had to sort out all the Rathions, and I grabbed Whelp Rathion, and I was like, what do I do now? And he was like, go check your bar, bro. I added a little button to it. And I was like,
thanks.
On
the side, Bob is telling those Whelplings, like, you know what? Growlina's cheating. You got this.
Just wiggle free. Don't worry, I'll hide the little action bar button. She won't even notice it. Maybe you can get some extra time.
Back to the Dungeon Journal, I will say they have really made that into like a got to check out place to be. If you aren't opening your Dungeon Journal and going through those pages, you're fucking up automatically. Because like Aaron said, there's a bunch of quests in there, and there was one that I found in there that was like, hey, you're a Drakthir, you want to do this Drakthir storyline quest? And I'm like, yeah, what the fuck is this?
Maybe hear me out. Maybe somewhere in the deep dark depths of the adventure guide is also this cinematic that apparently all three of us fucking missed.
Did we miss it, or
who knows? I have yet to see this thing.
Yeah, so like, okay, before recording, I sent like our host chat a link of all of the 10.1.5 cutscenes and cinematics, and we'd seen all of them. Like they're either like associated with like the mega dungeon or other quests and things, and there is a nice refresher on all of them besides the very first one, which was like this cutscene between Alexstrasza and Viranoth. They're just like chatting because like they used to be best friends, and I was like, where the fuck is this cinematic from? Because the rest of them seem to be like kind of more or less in chronological order, right?
Yeah, like the video, like, but it's so like, did we? I'm trying to think when we would have even seen this conversation. That maybe they didn't know where to put it, and they were like, we'll put it at the front because everyone needs to see this one.
Because it's not like your stupid player character is in it. Like other cutscenes, it's like, I'm glad we beat the mega dungeon. Isn't that right, Growlina? And like she shrugs because that's all they can have her do. But this one was just between Alexstrasza and Viranoth just kind of walking around Valdrakken. Like, where are the cops? How did this bitch get so close?
Yeah, wait a minute. You're right. I'll be standing there at the fucking table, and they'll be like, the infinite dragonflight's attacking. Someone stop them. And the guards jump them, and Viranoth can just walk around the city of the dragons with no problem.
Maybe they thought she was the Winter Queen. Everyone's like, wow, so great. And she's like, I'm glad that blue bitch face syndrome is so strong. No one knows who I am.
She's like, everyone says blue people all look the same.
I really like her face shape. Like, she has a very unique looking like face. Like it's like an ice sculpted elf almost.
Ice witch.
I was just thinking that. I was like, Slidewhistle, she is an ice witch. But yeah, she comes up and she's like, hey, Alexstrasza, RTRT, we used to be friends. But you sat there and you let the Titans turn our babies in their shells into these twisted, disgusting things, which I think just means like they worship order magic.
And they're like pretty now and not primal looking.
Yeah, they're not yucky. Their arms, they walk on their arms. That's disgusting. Arms are just supposed to be there to pick up little snacks on the ground.
I'm gonna wait to hear what the Titans say before I go because the way she said it
under the bus, they're like, whoa, hey.
The way she said it was like, it almost sounded like a GOP dog whistle, like, they're after our children! And it's like, okay, well, what are they doing, actually? Can I hear what they're doing before you go talking about...
Have you seen the Titan scripture? It talks about anal sex. That should not be spoken of to the whelps.
And now they have the player characters in the whelp daycares, basically... It's the same thing as, like, drag queen story time. Have you seen Growlita's Mog?
Growlina used to be an inscriptor. She has so much smut just hidden in her 5th bag.
I'll have you know, Arcadis threw the first rock at the stonemason wall inn.
Boo, boo.
Oh, Arcadis is an LGBT hero? Let's go!
He was right there next to Marsha in all the documentaries.
Y'all.
Anyway, fuck Viranoth, even though she's a bad bitch. I kind of love her. She's like, she was like, all that's left is vengeance. And I'm like, yes, let's go.
My big thing, and not that they all need to stand next to each other, but Furyk is going around the sky. He's having a hell of a time. Literally nothing can stop him. He's just causing shit. At the end of the mega dungeon, Iridiacron goes into a void portal. What's Viranoth doing? Do we think she's alone?
I mean, apparently she's just going around and, like, chatting with all of her old biddies and cinematics that we may or may not see. But, like, the thing is about this cinematic as well, like, I don't know if you guys got this as well, but, like, when it first started, I was like, oh, like, the way that they were talking, I was like, oh, are they gonna, like, is Alexstrasza gonna, like, actually convince her? But then Viranoth immediately was like, your words, Alexstrasza, so sweet, but toxic as fuck.
They taste like honey, and they go down like poison. Like, damn, girl, chill out. The similes.
Yeah, so, like, that bridge was burnt, or I guess frozen in this case.
Speaking of frozen in this case, since we had a tie last week, maybe we'll do another time warp from my end.
Oh, no, I'll lose it.
This time, I'm well prepared with not only a notebook, but a timer that I have ready to press start on.
I was going to say, like, you have the timer, but will you press start on it? Only timer will tell.
For those unfamiliar with this segment, because it's been 15 years since we've had 2 back-to-back, they have 40 seconds to give me as many answers to the question I'm about to ask them. Are you ready to hear the question I'm going to ask?
Yeah! I can't wait to pensively wait 15 seconds and then try and answer them.
All right, here we go. I want you guys to name as many Proud More guilds as you can, past, present, or future. Go!
Uno
Eternal
Mas.
Kingdom.
Dogs with jobs, like the rapper. Agile Peacocks, Swords of Stormwind,
Gamers
Hell
of
Team,
Stormwind, Pride of Stormwind,
Animal House.
You know, I really could just say fucking anything. What are you gonna check?
Straight.
Hey, I already got that one. I'm trying to think. Garrosh Hell Team, Swords of Stormwind.
I already got them.
Ah, boo, you did? I was too busy complaining.
Eternal Kingdom.
Time!
Yeah, I've seen like 15 million, but like I can't actually prove that I saw them, so it's like, wow, damn.
All right, we have here Immune.
What the fuck did you just call me? Whoa!
Well, okay, so
I was about to say one of us might be marked with that, but not Immune.
Well, I was gonna say Big Al because you guys are both A, so I can't write AA on both sides of this fucking scoreboard. So I wrote Al and then R. so whenever I write,
so we have Bigot and the Pirate, I guess. I don't know.
All right, so Immune, because Al be your name. Hello. So anyway, Immune got, I believe, 7. I was scritch marking. Aaron got 2, but you got 4 if you count my 2 question marks from the 2 guilds you just started saying randomly.
I don't know. I really should have, and it was just the honesty. It's the fact that I respect the craft too much. I could have been like just shit that's on like my thing, like OBS, JRPG, paper audio. Like, what are you going to do? Check? Maybe there's like a 6-person guild out there named Paper Audio.
Paper audio. That's not a bad
Paper
name.
audio, because I was filming. Well, I had a flood that destroyed my work computer, so I had to remake a project on my home computer. And my boss was reading something, and he read it one time looking at a paper and one time not looking at a paper. So I have 2 waveforms on here: paper audio and no paper audio.
Ooh, NPA, no paper audio.
So I lose.
Oh, yeah. So you take your drink.
I'm going to finish the rest of this Corona Extra. We can drink it again now that, just a normal amount of people die every day because of it.
Well, there you go. I'm drinking a PBR, but I drank an Old Style and a Bud Light Chelada mere minutes ago.
I just finished up my Revolution Brewing anti-hero, and now I am onto a truly strawberry lime.
Immune said, I just completed my revelation. I have knelt myself in front of the Lord God Inarius.
I was just RPing as my holy priest, but my
Of
revelation is that I am on to my second beer now.
Nice.
Well, this is my second Corona, and it's been sitting on my hot desk for a long time. So it's going to take me a second to get through all this. Growlina, cover for the next 1 to 2 minutes. Greetings, everyone. Growlina here to give you a bit of levity in between the episode. So, normally this is where I go out in the community and I get an interview, but a couple factors. One, I thought I had one, I didn't, and I didn't want to hit up the Oceanic servers at 4 a.m. to get one of these. 2, I'm a little gassy, and 3, this house smells like mildew right now, so I can't really focus. So tell you what, I'm going to interview you, and I'm going to ask you the top 5 questions that you should ask on a first date, according to womensday.com/relationships/dating-marriage /G32982819 / questions asked -on -a date / Number 1, how are you? I'll give you some time to really soak these in. Number 2, what brings you joy? Number 3, an important one. How do you like to spend your free time? Number 4, what do you want to do now that the world is opening up? Ooh, this one's a very themed listicle. You can tell exactly when this one was coming out. Number 5, who are you hoping to see in concert? I guess this is not top 5, this is top 15. Shit. I guess we'll keep going then. Number 6, what's your job? Number 7, what's the best book you've read recently? Number 8, what movies have you seen recently? I don't know what a movie even is, but if you've seen it, tell me about it, I guess. Number 9, what's the best meal you've had this year? Number 10, what's on your bucket list? I assume, that's your favorite list of buckets you've kicked, causing trouble in the Stormwind Harbor. I don't really know what that means. Number 11, what do you want out of life? Number 12, what's your idea of a perfect day? This one's very thematic for 10.1.5 and the Sands of Time. If we met 10 years ago, or 10 years in the future, do you think we would have clicked? Do you think you would have clicked with me as Susan before I was this beautiful wolf woman you hear in front of you today? Coming up on the end here, what's your relationship like with your parents? I feel like that's very loaded. Yeesh. I don't want to talk about that on a first date. And finally, are you still close with your childhood friends? Are you? Little Jim down the street. You guys used to play stickball. You'd have to jump out when the cars would come by. You still friends with Jim? Well, I think this was very enlightening. I started this as a goof, but I am honestly interested to hear your results. So just send them in the snail mail. Send them to donotrelenttpod@gmail.com. Or, if you see me in the street, just shout 15 answers at me rapid fire. I'll be accepting them all. Well, I think I've stolen enough time. Let's head on back to the show. Thanks, Growlina. I'm glad that you, a fire mage, guided us through that little exercise. I want to hear about magery, but only fire.
Well, too bad. I meant to mention this earlier, but on my frost mage.
Yuck! Oh, gross!
It's getting cold in here. I was looking at my bags, and I was like, fuck. This motherfucker, I haven't used him since, I think, like, the Daza patch in Dazarlore in BFA. I think it was the last time I used him. So I'm looking at his bags, and they were an absolute clusterfuck of items from WoWhead, of items from BFA. I had a little bit of Shadowlands items in there, and I'm like, what do I keep? What do I get rid of? I still have some Wrathion horrific vision keys on this guy, and I'm like, fuck.
Man, that's wild. But that's always the most frustrating thing. Whenever I want to get a new alt going, when I get to that part of an expansion, because I normally have my order, right? Obviously my priest and my hunter are my main two that are dual mains. I keep them both up to date together. But then once I get past that, then I only play my other ones up to a certain point. And whenever I play them again, I'm too lazy to clean out their bags. So all of my alts beyond that probably similarly have random shit from probably 3 expansions ago, just thrown in there randomly.
And then I was finding transmog that I haven't claimed that you click on and it disappears because the whole gray item thing. All of my little fancy outfits that I would wear for the Best Bakers Award back in the Storm and Tram, I had a monocle to put on that I didn't have. What the fuck is this?
Oh, so were you able to just use it as transmog then?
Yeah, it's got that little pink outline, and it's we'll add to your collection upon use. And I was like, oh, that's nice.
Did you know that they do that even when you sell it?
No,
I didn't
that's
see
nice.
that in a patch note. But yeah, if you have a gray item, you don't even need to wear it anymore. You just sell a gray item, and if it wasn't something you've seen before, it adds it to your T-Mog. Which it's weird.
That's a good change, honestly.
Yeah, it's weird that it doesn't do that to everything.
Oh.
For some reason, I don't know, it's weird because there's some gear that it's it adds it to your T-Mog. But greens and grays, it didn't. So maybe it still doesn't do it for greens.
I'm assuming it's that way for grays because a lot of people have auto sell junk, and so it's just to prevent them from auto selling the transmog, even though they should be well, we told you guys, but they're well, we're gonna be nice and leave it on. But also, if you have a fresh alt, fresh 70, you take your main over to Loam, if you do PvP, you can take them over to the PvP house and buy catch-up gear, it's kind of shitty catch-up gear, not gonna lie. It's base level 398 and it caps at 411. Not the best, but when you have a fresh tune, that shit is lit. I took my mage there. No, I took my evoker there. I cashed in all 2,000 of his flight stones because I'm not using them. It costs $250 to buy a box. It's kind of fucking expensive, and the items you get, you can't even convert into tier. I'm pretty sure was what I was reading. If you have the PvP gear, you can, but not the Mythic Plus gear. And I was getting old shit. I got a Raised Feather trinket. I got a staff from what's that magical academy called?
Algathar?
Algathar, yeah. So it's considered Season 2 loot. I'm doing air quotes. But it's only pulling from the Mythic Zeros. But giving it... Isn't that weird? Why would you do it like that? And it's completely random. You can't even choose, head, hands. It's just one box. You might get all rings. You might get all trinkets. Good fucking luck.
Huh. That is weird.
And then I was like, I should do the fucking Whelp Daycare. But I haven't. But I think I heard of somebody who has.
Oh shit, that's me! And I burst
you actually
through.
do it?
What did I do?
I started it, but I haven't finished it yet. And by I started it, I've like done like the first 2 quests, and then I think raid happened, and I never went back. But I'll finish it eventually. But Aaron, let us know.
Well, the Whelpling daycare is super. It's fine. It's cute. The big thing is it's weird that it's like a niche that I don't care about, but it's here to serve. Is if you needed pet stones to buy pet supplies, this is like a cheap way to get some. So what you do is you run little silly adventures. And when I say silly, I mean like literally hide and seek, tag, clean up the toys, silly Billy little adventures.
So are you doing hide and seek with little baby whelps?
Yes, with little baby whelps. There's like 5 main ones. You unlock them sequentially. It takes about 3 to 4 days to unlock a new one. I'm only on my 3rd right now. But they go and hide, and they bring 2 of their pals, and it's in a very small area. It's incredibly manageable. Every day's activities takes at most like 10 minutes. So the main thing, if you're not interested in flight stones, is just the development of each of the 5 little guys. So right now I have Ruse Straws, which is the black one, which you help her through her fear of ducks, and eventually you help her defeat some ducks, and she's like, I need to be brave. And then there's a shitty bratty one that's a red one, and she's like, everyone needs to pay attention to me. And eventually it's revealed, like, you may think you're the star, but you're just one of us. You're no different than anyone else. You need to ask for help when you need help. And then recently I found a bronze guy, but all I've done is play tag and make up his little house. Homeboy doesn't have a name until tomorrow. But it's just cute stuff. And I guess if you're a pet battler, this is an easy way to get like 30 stones per day. I stopped doing the blue repeatable daily quests and have just done the major storyline as it is. But it's cute. It's inoffensive. It's on similar levels of Ian's Fringe as like, this is, quote, something to do.
Oh, speaking of something to do, guys, I fucking did it finally because I finished my like snail racing where like I won with all 4 of them. Ooh. Even though like this like weird one that like veers all over the place. I got lucky that like there was no one else there like yesterday, so I was able to fucking do it for the first time.
Even I haven't done that. I never went because I was like, is there anything tied to this achievement? And it's just like just the thrill of the game. And I was like, I got Big Slick in the City 10 years ago. I don't need to come back here.
Oh, also I did like my first like I started like actually doing the Big Slick in the City quest lines, and I just did the one yesterday where you had to like literally ride Big Slick all the way to Loam, and I was like, I know like you, Aaron, you probably talked about this on the podcast probably like 2 months ago, but like that shit took forever. Like
yeah, but it's weird. It's weird. His little muscles get trained eventually, and he starts really booking when you get towards the end.
You can smell the food.
But yeah, those first few times, terrible. Put on some Netflix on your second monitor. Big Slick is going nowhere fast.
I don't know if you guys knew this or not. They secretly, once again, have been updating the old world to do like other shit. It's pretty small here and there, but there's something with happening in the Saldean Farms. Oh, Westfall.
Ooh, yes, I did see this. I did. You have to make sure that you've completed the Human Heritage Armor quest to see this.
Yeah, there's an epilogue for it, which is crazy. Maybe humans get alerted to it. I haven't been on a human yet. I guess Alan would be my go-to for that, I guess.
I don't know. I have not fired up Pro Jared. Pro Jared would be the one to be notified about this.
Also, like, do you have to have... You said you had to have, like, had a human that finished the heritage armor?
I would imagine, because the questline details what Hope Saldine, aka Vanessa Van Cleef, decides to do at the end of that quest.
Yeah, so it says if you haven't done it and you want to, you're like, oh my god, what is this? You probably already know, but whatever. It's called the Breadbasket Guild. So while it says if you head to Saldine's farm in Westfall on a character that has completed the questline, you will see Westfall NPCs banding together, and many of them have a new guild tag, Breadbasket Guild. Turns out the Breadbasket Guild is a new organization focused on helping the efforts with the poor in Westfall That's a lot of help. Spearheaded by the noble Cecilia Clessington. No quest in this epilogue, but there's a bunch of NPC dialogue, basically.
Could we have named this as one of our time warp guilds?
You 100% could have. I would have counted it. There's a bunch of dialogue here. I'm not going to read it all. You can go there and look it for yourself if you have a human. But let me just tell you, you can eat some soup. And there's a cosmetic effect over there. Go check it out, humans.
Oh, shit. What is it? What's the cosmetic effect? Have we seen it?
Yeah, we've seen it. And you're going to be a little jealous if this is the cosmetic
what is
effect.
it? What is it? Tell me.
Okay.
I can't wait to break down live on pod.
Part of the reason I was being so vague is because it's really unclear. Because here's what it says. Bonus, eat some stew. In addition to the NPCs talking about story prog, you can interact with a bowl of stew next to Cecilia and join them in eating soup. This is a cosmetic effect that should be neat for players wanting to roleplay in Seldian's house. Now, I'm going to send you a screenshot to host chat, and I don't really understand what is going on. This is a warlock.
I've seen this thing.
Those are just chaos crystals, chaos things, right? Nothing about this is cosmetic for the character of the soup, right?
Well, I think the cosmetic effect is holding a bowl of soup. Maybe.
Why would they choose this character? Why would they choose this character?
So for anyone who doesn't, because you can't see it because it's an audio format. Yeah, this is a warlock who has 3 floating chaos crystals. I think that's her sword, but it looks like she's doing a big green toot behind her, and has the skull of Manari, or the Manari, but is also eating some soup. So we don't really know, is it the crystals? Is it the fart? Is it the soup?
We don't play warlock, so it's got to be the soup, right?
It's 100% the soup, because if you look in the background of this picture, there's another one of the Saldines just eating a bowl of soup as well. So, like, I wonder how long this cosmetic effect of eating soup lasts. Can you leave here and then, like, come to raid and still be eating your bowl of soup? I don't know.
I guess it is a unique thing, because, like, you think when Growlina eats a mana bun, she doesn't hold anything, she munches on her hand. So this is one of the first times that the item is in your hand.
My guess here is that Narissa, the person who posted this to WoWhead, must be a warlock main and assumes every other fucking person knows what a warlock looks like. Why would you put 3 different glowing green graphics in your new cosmetic effect picture? You complete buffoon. Get on a regular human.
Get on a human warrior, nothing going, no effects, and eat the fucking soup.
It's also, so easy.
When did warlocks be able to do this? Because I saw this the other day and got insanely jealous.
No clue.
That they can have 3 soul crystals floating around them. All I'm saying is turn those into fireball graphics, and maybe finally I'll feel something again.
Honestly, that's why I let it with Aaron might be jealous, because this might be the cosmetic, because I don't know. I've never seen a warlock have 3 floating crystals in this formation before, but surely it's got to be a warlock thing.
It's got to be, guys. We're thinking way too much about this. The cosmetic is obviously just a soup bowl.
WoWhead's been so shitty with everything.
So
everything.
Now this is a D an hour thought. This is a wow. What are they doing? Head thought. Do we think just the constant stream of information is maybe fucking WoWhead up? Like they don't have time to organize their listicles as much anymore because just things are always happening.
I don't know, because I'm also still thinking about how, remember a few weeks ago when Squishy was like, oh my god, the Mega Dungeon is the hardest thing that's ever happened in World of Warcraft. Oh my god, it's so hard. And then, like, we just walked in and, like, one-shot everything almost.
Was he talking hard mode or just regular mode?
I think just regular mode.
I mean, I know it got nerfed, but it could have been, was it that bad?
It might be tough because I think to be a WoWhead writer, you kind of have to be someone who is deeply ingratiated with WoW, which means you're someone who's been there for like 10 to 15 years, which means on average, you're not bringing your A game anymore. So maybe Squishay was really having a tough time with it because he was pugging because none of his friends play anymore. I don't know. Is WoW listicle writing a young man's game now?
Maybe. Let's get into it. This is why you should listen to Do Not Relent Pod while playing World of Warcraft.
Exactly. We don't write listicles. We speak listicles into your ears with equal levels of just bullshit, not important, not correct information.
Yeah, because I just found the article again. Yeah, Squishy described it as 5-man progression raid content.
Listen, all I'm saying is we should get rid of the shadow meld because I can't use it. Shut the fuck up, Squishy. You know what? Shut the fuck up, Narissa. Fix your fucking picture making skills.
Damn, get her.
They're gonna ban us. Like, you know what? You can't read our content anymore.
You know what? Maybe fucking good. If there's really something I need to find, I can VPN find it. But there's not really anything I need on WoWhead anymore.
We can't get banned from WoWhead. I love what we do, but how would we get 75% of our material?
Bro, they just posted something stupid. Glorbo isn't coming to WoW, but the impact of AI is already here. And whoever Archimetrios is trying to tell the story about how Redditors laid a trap for an AI scraping bot. Who cares? This is not World of Warcraft related. Where's the WoW news?
Fuck them, but some actual WoW and Blizzard news is I don't know if you guys saw this, but things have been ramping up again. I feel like this fucking deal has been lasting literally a year and a half, but the Microsoft thing is probably going to happen, and now they're saying that Blizzard games are going to end up on the Steam shop.
Yeah.
In particular, Overwatch 2 is going to be added next month.
Yeah.
Cool, I guess. I don't know. Is that one in particular being added because it's a free game?
I mean, probably. It can only mean more players. I'm
trying to think. Call of Duty, if you were to play it on your computer,
you can't. It's on BattleNet.
You would have had to done BattleNet.
Yes. As of 2017 or 2019, they made it so all Call of Duty releases would be solely on the BattleNet launcher. They were. I mean, if you think about it. It wasn't a bad move because the BattleNet launcher is probably one of the oldest, if not the oldest, current game launcher still around.
Yeah, you used to have to download it from your friend Kyle. You used to have to get physical versions of BNet to play Diablo 2 with him.
So I think it was for them a good business idea, but it ended up being a not good idea because it turns out I think their Call of Duty sales or downloads, something about it went down. They mentioned that in their either in the fucking courtroom or in the deal. So it's good. It's good. There are going to come more players. That's fine. I don't care.
Especially, and once again, not saying using default skins means that you're a new person, but I'm seeing a weird sudden influx of default skins hitting me with the heroic pose people in Overwatch, and it's wow, are you an actual new person? They're doing these things, and despite the internet and all the Team Fortress guys being it's dead, it's done, kill yourself, it's weirdly new people are showing up to these Blizzard games.
No, the internet is weirdly obsessed with being yes, I 100% agree. Overwatch 2's monetization, and they've handled things so fucking bad. So fucking bad. But I will say the gameplay of Overwatch 2 is so fun. I've been getting my dick absolutely stomped on, cut up, and just thrown away. And then I'm I'll play again the next day. Why? Why am I playing? It's fun.
Okay, everyone, crash course. I'm punching through your window like it's the Stone Cold's intro. We said that we were going to cover the last 4 bosses of the new mega dungeon, Dawn of the Infinite. But we're running out of time, which means it's time for us to speed up our clocks and discuss them.
Which is perfectly fine, because at least 2 of these, I probably only have 1 or 2 things to say about it. So we'll start with so immediately we fly back into okay, so just rewind a little bit. Okay, so at the end of where we left off, Chromie's we need to go back because things are fucked up because Murazan is here, and then we come back to what we thought was present time, and then we realize that things have already been corrupted, and we first encounter Tyr, the Infinite Keeper, a corrupted infinite dragonflight version of Tyr.
Yeah, he's got his big ponytail. He's living on the free and easy. He just got back home from Margaritaville. This is definitely the chiller Tyr in this universe.
And like, I don't really have too much to say about this. Like, there's not many mechanics. There's a frontal, and then like a few people need to soak a thing, and like that's basically
his big thing is his boss battle takes place next to the bronze Oathstone, and he'll be like, "I'm putting time into it," and you need to bounce it back, which is like the new hotness. Blizzard is really, really excited to do.
Oh, they're like, you know, it'd be fucking sick. We're gonna throw some orbs at you that you need to soak or bounce back.
Yeah, but that's his big thing. Bounce the balls back, punch Tyr. Tyr, the man himself, doesn't do much.
I've cleared this twice, and I still am struggling to remember which boss Tyr's mechanics are.
Honestly, it was not a whole lot of much of anything for us. But then after this, you go back through, I believe, the like bronze gate or whatever, and then you basically have like a choice at this point. You can either go left to the battlefield or right to Morchi. Although, like, I don't know if it's bugged, like, where we've had to, like, every time we've done it recently, we've had to clear that entire platform, and then both portals were open at the same time.
I don't know. I feel like the answer here is to go to the battlefield. You go to the battlefield, you get that loot, because this fight is a joke.
It's
you
a
kill
nothing
a
burger.
Doomhowl, and then you're fucking the most useless man in all of Warcraft history. Grommash Hellscream spins around a little bit, and you kill him. Fuck him.
So, yeah. And when Slidewhistle is not hyperbolating here, Grommash Hellscream is his brother who rides ski-doos. Grommash Hellscream has one move. He will do a cyclone, he'll do a spinny attack, and that's it. And I think he summons guys, but like they're just guys. Kill them, and that's it. It's a gang up boss fight where it's just like there's a bunch of people around, but no one's particularly strong. You don't need to think about it.
Okay, hold up. So I'm reading this fight on Wikipedia, right? And it just says face Grommash Hellscream, one of the Horde's mightiest chieftains for the Alliance. Is there a Horde version? Did the Horde fight of the Alliance? So the Horde fight
they
Grommash
do, I
too?
think.
Who do they fight?
No, I think they fight Varian.
Right, so Wikipedia was just straight up just like they posted this as this pure Alliance. They don't even know that the Horde side exists. I love that.
Well, so no, there's here. It says like on behalf of all Alliance, you will be facing Anduin Lorthar is who they face.
No, Wikipedia
yeah,
does not say
sense.
that. Wikipedia does not say that.
Oh, I thought you said WoWhead. On WoWhead, there's one that shows that.
No, Wikipedia, who maybe we should be using for our news, which would not be very updated, literally just has an Alliance description. So does Varian just spin too?
Or Anduin Lothar, the old man.
Yeah, Anduin Lothar does do a Blade Storm and a Shockwave.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
They're both warriors. I assume they do the same thing.
That fight kind of sucks because I feel like Grommash is known for spinning. Like is Varian are the Anduins?
I guess we don't know anything that Anduin does because he died in Warcraft 2. Like there wasn't a lot of time for individuality when you were an RTS enemy.
Yeah, I mean, like, you guys are right. Kill the ads, interrupt them. From a healer perspective, because I healed this on my priest, there was actually a decent amount of damage that went out, especially on the first time when I think we honestly just did a bit of bad job of interrupting the ads and a bad job of killing them quickly. And there were times when Grommash would like hop on somebody and then start spinning immediately, and like we had just used our movement abilities and we weren't able to get out, which is a little embarrassing, but like that happened too. I mean, but other than that, it was pretty simple. And then basically you just kill it and then you go over to Morchi.
No, I do like Morchi. Morchi has a series of fun, silly gimmicks as far as like blocking orbs and things like that. Although, I guess in standard mode, in normal mode, the main attack that I can talk about is she will split herself into 7 forms and be like, the real me is going to turn into a giant dragon and absolutely douse this thing with dragon breath in 10 seconds. But if you stand behind the real me, then you'll dodge it. But the thing is, they all kind of look like her, except for 6 of them are wearing silly hats.
Yeah, and the problem really is that, like, it's a gnome model, so like it's can be kind of hard to see. I mean, like, some of them are like pretty drastically different, like has a pumpkin head or things like that. So yeah, you just need to find the real one. And there is a weak aura that Ahoy linked where if you download it, then if you just hover your mouse over them, it like right next to your cursor, it gives like a big blown up version of it, so you can quickly see like without like zooming in, which was helpful. But not gonna lie, I still just like follow the group on this one. I'm like, somebody else will figure it out faster than me.
I do like that the whole shtick is she has blue hair with like blue like star barrettes. And so they play upon that by having other things be blue. Like you'll go to attack one, you're like, no, this was a blue pirate hat. Or like, oh no, this was a blue 10-gallon hat from Loam. So it uses the iconography to trick you.
Yeah, but then other than that, her other main mechanic is that she makes clones of us, and they chase you like the first boss in the Abbey, like how some people are targeted with a laser beam, and then they need to bring that laser beam into a pool. Basically, you need to kite your ad into a time trap, or it will kill you if it gets to you, basically.
Yes, and I do appreciate she chastises them when they end up in there. It's like, come on, can't you see where you were going? As like Shadow Immune just kind of gave her a shrug.
But on the other hand, if these clones kill you, they dance over your dead body. Have you noticed that?
No, I didn't know that.
I did, yeah, because we had to do Morchi a couple times. And so, yeah, I did see, like, Ahoy's guy would kill him, and then there'd be a big bear doing, like, the Harlem Shake. And I was like, I appreciate that.
It's a nice touch, honestly. Yeah, one of the harder bosses, I think. So, yeah, after Morchi, who I would say is probably the hardest one, besides maybe the Sandy, like, time boss at the big, like, the second boss, the final boss is Chrono Lord Deus, and maybe this one was also gave us trouble. Like, we did have to kind of prog on this one.
Amadeus,
Chrono Lord Deus.
Amadeus.
Oh, Amadeus. Rock me, Amadeus. But despite that spirited introduction, I was a little disappointed by that one, if only because it is listed as Chrono Lord Deus and the Infinite Dragonflight. And I remember we were like, oh shit, they're going to be swooping in. It's going to be so crazy. Well, no. Occasionally he will summon 2 Infinite Draconids, the 4-legged guys, who open up portals to maybe bring in like other 2-legged Draconids. But it's like, well, beans. There's no one.
So you
can
basically
even
just
fly
need to
in
kill
this
the
thing.
ads, and then like, what the main mechanic here is that Deus throws out these 2 like swirly circles that are like things falling from the sky, and you need to soak them, because if they hit the ground, they do AoE damage and put a debuff on everyone in the everyone in the party for like 8 seconds or something like that, where if another one of them hits, it does like 500% more damage. So you need to prevent the second one from hitting the ground by standing in it until that falls off. And then once that falls off, then you wait for your healer to top everyone up and then step out, basically. And this gets a little more hectic in the last phase, where there's also like frontals and the room is filling up.
Yeah, because he'll also put his infamous, ever-expanding pain sand out. So it's like, oh, you gotta stand there, but maybe the pain sand will get you.
Yeah, because he's the same dude that's at the end of the Legacy of Tyr or whatever, right?
Yeah, he's the Nudamon guy.
Yeah, so that is annoying. But I feel like we got pretty good at it. Once we knew that, like, the first one, just basically you just need to let the first one hit the ground immediately, like, don't even bother, just so that in phase 3 the second person can immediately move out as soon as the debuff ends. Because, like, if you're too late, if you prevent the first one from hitting the ground, then the second person will not be able to stay in it and try to dodge the pain sands, basically.
Pain sands. What a crazy sentence.
Joe Mama. And speaking of mommies, there's one in the final cutscene. So yes, you finally put an end to Chrono Lord Deus. You are all celebrating. You talk to the little nasty proto-dragons that are our current aspects.
But what is this that happens behind Chromie's shoulder? But Iridicron he's just shown up again. He still has the Jewel of Galakron, and he was like,
Ooh.
if you guys thought what I was doing here was wild, you will never believe what's next, because I've got some Void friends.
What if, okay, so we're at the end of the episode. What if we started the episode, non-news withstanding, with the, like, cinematics and everything, give people a little more time to do the dungeon if they haven't done it, and then we can kind of, like, go into all of that, and maybe find that hidden cutscene that we don't know where it's at.
That's very true. Who are we to spoil the end for you guys? We've edged you. You're so close to completion. But you'll have to wait another week.
And I've got a lot to say, so, like, I don't want to have to cut myself
short,
with
with this cinematic, and then you're also talking about the one that you get after you turn in the quest from this quest with, like, Alexstrasza and Nosdormu, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of things said that I'm like, huh?
Okay. We are really saying this is a 3-part episode, baby.
Wow, we're sequential.
We know how to draw things out to get listenership. It's like the U of M slogan, for those who stay, things will be neat. For those who left 3 weeks into Dragonflight, too bad. We got your views. We got your money.
I am never going to financially recover from this.
But now it's time for us to wrap things up.
Wait. Okay. And now it's time for our top 2, bottom boot, medium moot.
Damn, that was just rude.
Yeah, Slidewhistle just chomped my bit there.
Did you even mean to do that? Or were you just not paying attention?
No, Illyria was moving, and she was walking. So I have a cat on my lap, and she decided she's gonna fucking stand up. And I told her before, don't press the space bar on my fucking keyboard, because it'll pause the stream, and then we're fucked. So I had to readjust her. I'll send a cat picture. But you can say the thing now, Aaron.
Oh, okay. Now that we have adjusted cats on our laps and made sure they didn't tank the recording, I'm gonna go first with my TT this week.
Toot.
So mine's gonna be real quick, but I got a real hearty belly laugh out of it. Today, during Ian's Fringe, I was told by Chromie to, just take a rock back. She said sometimes the time whelps go around and they pick up little bips and bops that they're not supposed to grab. So I have this rock you need to put back in Old Tirisfal. And I said, bet, okay. So that's all it is you go and you put this rock back on the side of a hill. And she goes, okay, you did your job. You can head home now. But if you wait, you see who is that but crusty, musty Arthas Menethil himself rides up, and he says something to the effect of, like, what an excellent day for a ride. Faster, Invincible. And you watch the horse model hit the rock, crumple, and he falls forward like he was flung by, like, a mechanic. As he lands on the ground, and he goes, Invincible,
Wait, so
no!
you're telling me that this is implying that a time whelp, just for fun, picked up the rock that Invincible tripped over, that basically caused the entire reason why Arthas became the Lich King?
Yes.
And we, the player character, had to put it back because, like Spider-Verse style, this is a canon event.
Yeah, so Cubby Bub was like, why are you laughing? I was like, it was so overly dramatic. He's just sitting there doing like the crying animation, being like, Invincible, I will always remember you. And I was like, Caitlin, this is like the reason like his mind cracks. This is like the first thing that happens that like turns him into a major bummer. And I had to do it. And you go back and Chromie's like, I'm sure that rock didn't mean anything.
I love Lucy.
Yeah.
Resetting the timeline.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't. How did she do that?
Like
That's fucked up. That's so fucked up. Do you like?
I mean,
put that rock back?
maybe she really didn't know. She was just and that's the thing. The quest dialogue was very much like, just like, this rock stinks of like Warcraft 3 Tirisfal. Go put it back. And then like you come back and then it doesn't sound like she knows what happened. She's just like, okay, that's cool. Thanks for putting the rock back.
Damn, thanks for killing that horse, girl.
But Slidewhistle, what is your TTBBMM?
I got myself one of them top toots.
Toot, 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 toot.
I'm going to give a top toot shout out to the new patch itself just existing because it means that I get to fill out more orders on the work order table for hella cash.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Well, you need it after losing all your money last night in a raid.
I don't need it, but having more money to gamble with the poors is always nice.
Wow, I mean, like, I basically very rarely go anymore because whenever I do come out of hiding to raid, I lose like 100k, so...
Yeah, you lose pretty much every... I think the first time you didn't lose gambling was last time, right? And you didn't, and like nothing happened. Like you didn't win either, right?
Oh, last night I won. I won like 16k last night, but that's my first time winning probably in years. So...
Pretty rough, but yeah, people are requesting things again. Alts are being spun up. I mean, I can attest to that. People always seem to post their best orders at bleep. I'm not fucking telling you when they post their best times.
Thanks for starting to tell when. just for the slip up, just for the and one ankles broken.
It seems like the same time every day I'm like cashing in like 30k, 40k, 45k orders from people. I mean, it hasn't been as consistent as I'm making it sound. I'm maybe like only like 3 orders since the expansion started. But like, I mean, since the patch has launched. I mean, like the patch has only been out for a week, so that's pretty good for the week. You know what I mean?
Y'all means.
Love it, list it. What about you, Immune? What's your top toot, bottom boot, and or medium moop?
Well, as I alluded to earlier, my bottom boot was going to be the time rift being fucking full for some reason, but something else came up, and now I have a top toot.
Ooh, triple toot. Thank goodness.
Yeah, so thank you to Freehold. Thank you to Guildies for being like, let's run this 14, which I'm like, ugh, do I really want to do this? I'm like, I guess I'll go to help because, like, this is like Slide's mage's first real key. So I was like, maybe he'll get something good out of it. I don't need anything from a 14 on my hunter, but I was like, I'll do it, and we can probably 2-chest it and then get a good 16 or something.
Wow, I didn't know it was such a charity act for you to run a key with me.
I mean,
yeah,
like, I didn't need anything from it.
It
Like,
hurt you so much.
I don't need the worm shards or whatever. I need aspect shards, basically. But I was rewarded for helping out because I got the fucking mount. I got the crackers for the bird.
Hey! You can't say that. That's a slur against my people.
Hey, half of my people too. I can say that.
You can say half of it. You can say crack or you can say but make your choice.
I'll go crack then. I got some crack off the final boss, and I got a bird mount. No, and like this thing is rare, right? Like I like what's funny is like we were very recently just talking about how like we ever seen anybody get it?
That day, we were talking about it that day, like hours previously, because we've run Freehold a lot. I mean, if you don't know, Freehold's really nice from the run, always has been for the most part. And I've never seen anybody get crack. Well, you got it.
Yeah, no, you can't say this.
Crack. It's not a real slur, crack.
Yes, it's really not.
No, it's, and I want to say it's not.
Yeah, don't get it twisted.
I make a lot of jokes
people.
I make a lot of jokes about like being a straight guy and being a white guy and being like, it's my time. No, they're all goofs, everyone. If you've made it, 240 episodes, it's a goofus.
That's huge, though. It's huge. Now you have squawks and crackers.
Yeah. So for the uninitiated,
you got the robot one too, huh?
Yeah. Wait, what's that one from?
Something
BFA.
Wing. The horrible one, the camp.
The Wonder Wing 2.0. You had to do...
No, Wonder Wing is from something else, isn't it?
No, Wonder Wing is from BFA, and you had to do the Safi and Grizik follow-up quest that, like, no one remembers.
Oh, also, speaking of this, Aaron, did you know that if you just, like, for some reason happen to be in... Wait, what fucking zone is Freehold in? What's the name of that zone? that Borealis is in.
Tirisgar sound.
Yeah, if you're in the sound, like as of this patch, for some reason, you get a quest that's like come to Borealis and get a free griffin.
I did, yes, because I did that when I was on an Ian's Fringe mission to help out little Jaina, because she grew up in Borealis. And I remember as I was flying, it had to get rid of like, you're in the past and get to like, you're in the present. And it almost exploded my computer having to do the math to take me from instance to like live server.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to make sure you knew because I know you're quite the avid Griffin collector.
Yes, I am the Griffin collector. In the time rifts, I've got all of them except for one, but the Griffin was the first one, and that made me super happy because it's not interesting. It just has black feathers.
But yeah, there you have it. That was my top toot.
I'm glad you said something in the middle because I didn't know how to segue into this, our call out to our $5 a month patrons. I'm talking about Command Sergeant Major Tajurla, fourth host of the podcast Monkey, Ahoy Vince, NSYNC / Drag Race, Azar, and Digital Dave. Mitch wants to remind everyone that Rathion isn't daddy, he's a literal child. Crucifix, Saracen Hawk, Jerome, Satius and Soup. Big fat ugly bug face baby eating Adorno says I. Raxity, the Rubik's master. Gershom, Mewit's other drinking buddy. WTF, Mewit. Wooly, Big Bear 13, Adaman, Ickis, thanking judge folks for taking taint off his bars. All right. Vanderlyle, D. Gibson, Slidewhistle says,
Fuck Craig.
and Will, a.k.a. Tire, Trade Chat's fallen father.
We're leaving. We're closing the books. We're closing up shop for the week. If you want to hear more of us, you can email us at donotrelentlpod@gmail.com. Aaron will send you a voice file.
Yep.
I probably won't. Or email me at Navarro Coffin, and maybe I will. I won't. What about you guys? Where can they find you on the internet?
You can find me, Alex or Immunization, on Twitter at New Era Alex. You can follow our podcast Instagram account on the gram at Do Not Relent. You can join the aforementioned Patreon by going to patreon.com/Do Not Relent. Or you can join our Discord by going to DoNotRelent.com.
You can find me, Aaron the Human, at The Big A Cheesy on Twitter.com. Read the show's literary musings at DoNotRelent.LiveJournal.com. And of course, watch me play Vigigrams at twitch.tv/AaronDNR.
And remember,
Another down. Do not relent.
Oh, back to basics.
Do Not Relent is a podcast within the 3HNC network, representing U.S. Proudmoore's premier podcasts.
That was a very good wish.